every person who's been a leader, who's been in this seat in this series, we've asked the question, so what did you do during the Great Recession?
By the way, Mark, the other one is developing a winning playbook or game plan. So that fits right in.
8 for 8?
Yes. I know. It takes me a while. Let me get the rest of this coffee down. Let me get smarter the more. Developing a winning playbook or game plan is, you know, strategy is about developing a playbook, and then operations, if you will, is about sustaining that playbook. And it's that simple. And the better playbook you have, the more probability of winning. And that's true in football. That's true in any sport. It's true in golf. There's an incredible amount of strategy in business. It's one of the 8 most important things that we do, and it's critical. It sets forth the path for the activities that we execute day in and day out. Strategy is everything. We go through a very logical and deductive reasoning process when it comes to strategy. First, you understand everything that you have to be an industry expert. You need to understand everything about your industry. It's not acceptable to know just what you see that comes across the wire. I mean, you truly have to be an industry expert. You need to know everything that there is to know about your industry. Secondly, is you need to know everything that there is to know about the environment. That includes both the compelling and rational relevance of your product or your service to the market, as well as your competition. And you need to know both of those things inside and out. And you better understand where the strengths are and the weaknesses of each and every one of those things, particularly your customer base and your competition. Both from a micro and a macro level. That's very, very important. You have to develop that team, a collaborative team. Innovation is a team sport. Innovation is not an individual activity. It's not that one person in marketing or one person in my office or somebody is going to come up with the next best thing. It's the collaborative effort of the collective wisdom of very intelligent, bright people that have lots and lots of experience evaluating the strengths and weaknesses and having a logical extension to the next thing you do is how you get to, you know, the best alternative, because you have to at some point when you throw 10 things up on the board decide which are the 3 that you're going to sustain execution of and focus on and allocate resources to and measure. And then at the point where, you know, you're successful, then you modify or you drop if it's not working. So developing that playbook and that strategy is so important. And the light bulb goes off in my mind when I see a playbook where I go, okay, the analogy here is there's no question in my mind, this is a check or checkmate opportunity on the offensive, and let's take it. The wind is in our sail, move. Or if you were playing football, you know that the probability of moving that ball toward the goal line is infinitely greater right now, given the weaknesses or given the opportunities you see on the defense. So move. Take advantage of that first move quickly, and don't wait and hesitate. And I like to say, devil take the hindmost. I mean, move. So strategy is also a function of timing. Timing is everything. You know, what is the essence of comedy? Timing. Everything is timing. And the appropriate time to execute is critical. So you stir all of that in the pot, and you're dealing with a team that has that same, you know, reasoning process, ability, intelligence level, and you put that and you stir all that together, and then pop out comes, hey, we're going to go, and then you go like hell. I mean, you never look back, and you measure and you perform. You use that strategy as a roadmap. You don't look back, but at the same time as you're looking forward and you see that there are obstacles, you adjust. You constantly are adjusting and modifying for the environmental landscape, both competitive and both your customer. And research is, you know, how you develop strategy before you get to strategy is all about that research and all about understanding those environmental factors before you decide what you're going to do internally.
The environment, the Great Recession. We've asked every business leader who's been here, what'd you do? Was it an opportunity for your company? How did you survive it? How'd you approach it, the Great Recession?
Well, I know the dates. It was January 2007. I'd been reading the tea leaves, like I always do, and I think, you know, my view and perspective of the future, which is always opaque, I mean, it's never clear, ever clear, is a culmination of lots of data points. One of the most brilliant things about an iPad is that wherever I am going, I have 30 publications sitting in front of me, including the Wall Street Journal. I don't watch Fox News and I don't watch CNN. I think both of them are polluted with information that is skewing the nation's perspective negatively. I might watch Fox News again if a Republican were elected, because they tend to stop the banter about, you know, it's harmful, because if you were to distill everything you hear, basically the sky's falling. I'm not going to believe that. I think, yes, the best days of this country likely or behind us if we don't change. I get that. But at the same time, let's talk about how we're going to deal with this. They're selling advertising, they're fighting one another. So I want objective, fair information. You know, even though the Wall Street Journal is owned by the same publishing company as Fox, and Barron's for that matter, at least we can get some objective business, because their purpose, their audience is business people trying to seek information to get, and you know, there's some of it is just information about what's happening, but trying to help us make better decisions, trying to help us educate us on what's going on in the economy as well as business. So there's a very different tone in reading the Wall Street Journal versus watching Fox News or reading The Wire. So, but there's a lot of other publications. You know, there's technology publications, there's design publications, there's sports publications. So I'm never reading any one thing, you know, from the first page to the last page, except a book or two. And I'm reading one called Habits right now, which is fantastic, about how we are a composite of all the habits. Now you can change those and change who you are. It's fascinating. I tend to read a lot of books about psychology. But the recession, January 2007, brought several hundred people into the Flat Creek room, and I said, look, I hope it ain't so. I hope I'm wrong. I hope this is not happening, but I have a bad feeling about what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing. And I'm concerned. And I'm concerned not from the optics, Fox News perspective. I'm really concerned that there are some very, very negative trends and metrics in our economy that could be devastating. And frankly, I think we got away with murder. I think it could have been so much worse. And I think, you know, Don Phillips and, you know, my treasury, my banker, I was just scared to death. I mean, for everybody, for us, you literally did not know when the bottom was going to hit and how bad it was going to be. I knew my lake house had like 300 gallons of propane gas. I mean, you know, it was not opaque. It was bleak. And but so I said, look, we're gonna make some changes, and we're gonna talk to our members about these changes, and we're gonna act very quickly, and we did. And at the time, we had just closed the Woodlands portfolio of properties, and I can tell you that from a comparison perspective, the Atlanta metro area is clearly, without question, one of the hardest hit metro areas in the nation. We operate in 13 states. We know, we can benchmark, we see, we can feel, we can touch, and it was devastating, and it hurt us. And we are still not back to our pre-2007 level of business and members. And so what we did was, we acknowledged that, we made changes. As much as it killed us and hurt us, we did. We furloughed folks. And my thought there is, look, I mean, you can't do something special for one person at the expense of 5,000. You've got to make those tough calls. It's triage. And our job is, you know, when you're in warfare and you've suited up, and Sharon gave me this helmet. Where are you, Sharon? Yeah. Big old helmet. I said, hey, you know, I get it, boss. Let's go. You know, we're with you. 100%. Lockstep, too. Never heard one person even say, what's in it for me? What's going to happen to me? They said, what do we need to do? Let's get it figured out. Lockstep, charge. And we made those adjustments, and we made them again, and, you know, we did what we had to do to react. And, you know, it was daunting. But we made it. And we talked.